So let's pretend that you've heard me ranting about how great physical activity is for you and you finally decided that you want to try an exercise. Or you already bought into the idea but don't know where to start and you have the question, how do I pick an exercise program? The overarching idea is that you should reverse engineer based off of the lifestyle you want to live. What I mean by this is that we should start with the end in mind and work back from there. For example, maybe you are a midlife weekend warrior who just wants to be healthy for their kids as you age. Or maybe you're a 20-something CrossFit athlete who's really hoping to make it to regionals next year. Those are two incredibly different athletes who will have two very different goals for their exercise routines. You really have to ask yourself what you want to get out of the exercise and start to build a routine around those goals. To do this, I think there are probably two main things to think about when selecting an exercise program: adherence and efficiency. Let's unpack this a little bit. Under the umbrella of adherence, we have to answer the most important question, which is whether or not this type of exercise fits with your lifestyle. This means we have to think about what specific exercises we perform, how many times per week we're doing it, are you enjoying it, are you just tolerating it, and is there something that you can see yourself doing for a very long time? I actually think the most important ideas are that you need to find something that you can put up with or enjoy for the foreseeable future. For example, if we told our previously mentioned CrossFit athlete that we're going to have him do nothing but long, slow distance cardio, but probably no lifting, that's probably not going to end well. I'm sure our athlete would become frustrated because the workouts are incongruent with their goals and desires, and they'd either ignore our advice or eventually look for something else to do. That's why we have to start with the end in mind. On top of that, it's not just as easy as doing something you think is fun, but we also need to make it sustainable. There's no point in going pedal to the metal 7 days a week, 365 days a year, because that's a fast track to burnout city, man. We have to take breaks and find a program that not only gets you the physical changes you want, but also make it something that you can do week in and week out. There are definitely times for more intense training, like if you're preparing for a competition or some other goal, but that should be considered and factored into the broader context of our training. Additionally, to talk about our second point, we need to make sure that this training is effective. Let's talk about our midlife athlete who just wants to be healthy as they age for a second. How do we know if their exercise routine is effective? Well, it all depends on their goals, but we can look at a few things like improvement in strength, maybe body composition, aerobic fitness, their overall satisfaction with their routine, things like that. If they want to stay healthy for life, then we need to program the right amount, not too much and not too little. And if we don't do that, then we're not going to have an effective routine and we won't accomplish the goals. Having the goal to quote unquote stay fit might seem vague, but if you're at the end of the day meeting these physical activity recommendations that we talked about, then you're probably going to be on a really good path. If from there you want to move and improve and do things to help yourself, make yourself better, that's great. Go for it. Knock yourself out. A self-motivated athlete is much more likely to stick with something than someone just going through the motions. And now you may be thinking, Jordan, this seems fine, but how the heck do I figure out what to do? And I want to give you a few options. The first thing you can do, and the most ideal option, is to get a coach. I can't explain to you how valuable a coach is, no matter where you are in your athletic journey. If you've never lifted before, a coach can be invaluable to help you teach proper form, can kind of help guide you and answer specific questions as you're getting started. Heck, having a coach isn't just for inexperienced athletes though. It can be beneficial for anybody at any time in their journey. They can help refine your goals for you, program the specific exercises you should do, and adjust things in real time to help you achieve your goals. It really is hard to beat a coach because they can adjust things to how you work best, and it's beneficial to let someone else decide what you're going to do so you can just step back and just put the work in. Now, I can hear most of you saying, okay, Jordan, well, what do I do if I'm not Bill Gates and can't afford a coach? I'm glad you asked that question. For the next point, I'd like to direct you to the thing called the internet. Maybe you've heard of it? I don't know. But seriously, the internet can be a fantastic, yet also terrible place to find information. So it's important to find solid, vetted resources to guide you. It's perfectly acceptable to find a program from someone you trust online and start going from there. Hopefully they have some videos explaining some of the movements, and then from there you can kind of slowly ramp up your program. This is currently where I'm at in my journey. I pay for a subscription every month to have a program made for me, and it's worth every penny right now. Could I program for myself? Yes. Do I want to do that? No, I do not. And also, I feel comfortable enough to make adjustments for myself where I can make a generic template a bit more customized for me, but that is something that comes with time. I think most people will probably fall into this online program group, and that's totally fine. If you have any questions about some solid resources for you to start following, let me know and I'll point you in the right direction. Our final option then would be to program for yourself. What that means is you are deciding what exercises you're going to do, how many sets, how many reps, how many times per week, and all that fun stuff. It can be a bit overwhelming, but some people like the challenge, or simply they just don't want to do anything else and they want to do the things they want to do. Hey man, you do you. Maybe you want to make some choices and you just want to hop on the gym, do the machines, and then do some cardio at the end of the day. You know what? That's going to work. That's totally fine. And as you'll hear time and time again, I just want you to work out and I truly don't care what you do. So as long as you're following the general principles of aerobic and resistance training, it's going to work.